Is it working? It is. Hey, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Romantasy Roundtable, a tale of Rick and Roses. My name is Rick, and this week I'm joined with two Roses.
Amanda.
And Kim.
And as always, we'd appreciate it if you consider liking this video wherever you are listening and or watching. If you would like to drop us a message, please feel free to shoot us an email at romantasyroundtable@gmail.com. We have some social medias going on. We're going to get them back to going. I promise, because we're in summer now, and I'm going to have time to do things. And
you're in summer.
I'm in summer now, and I'll be able to update the book talk. So that's at Romantasy Roundtable on TikTok. So please like, subscribe, drop a message down. And I don't know, there's so many things to talk about. Number one, I can do this. Hold on. South Africa and Czech tied.
They drew. Yes, they tied.
There it is.
Czechia.
Okay, so
That's what they would like to be called.
I did that. Okay, I think that's all I got. Aside from that, go ahead.
There was another game.
Oh, really?
It was Switzerland and Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Oh, who won?
Switzerland.
So
right now, Canada is playing Qatar.
Qatar?
And
they're playing Qatar?
Is it Qatar? Is it Qatar?
I think
it's Qatar.
It's Qatar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They're playing Qatar.
I had an independent client from Qatar.
You did?
Oh.
And Canada's up 1-0.
That tracks.
But
that game is not on Fox. It's on FS1, so that means you have to watch it in Spanish.
Also, Switzerland is supposed to be neutral. So
they're not supposed to play soccer.
They're not supposed. No, we're not supposed to be competitive over here. And then I was really rooting for Czechia and kind of sorry for that. I mean, no offense to South Africa, but kind of sorry for that late goal.
Yeah, same.
It was a penalty kick.
It was a penalty kick.
Yeah, I saw that while I was watching the we'll talk about this in a second. While I was watching the Knicks parade stuff. It pulled up the penalty kick. But that's famously why you weren't here last week, because the Knicks won and you've been running around the streets celebrating for a week.
Is that what you told people?
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. I've been outside. I've been in the streets.
He said we hoped that we were going to find you alive, Knicks in 5.
Yeah.
That's so good. Yeah, I didn't listen to last week's episode. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The Knicks, man. Knicks,
man. Yeah, so the Knicks are great. Thank God. I can believe it. They did the parade. I can believe it.
Tell us about your day.
Yeah, so I went over to the parade this morning. I basically sort of gave up about throughout the whole week. I was like, yep, I'm going to the parade. I was planning on being on the barricade. And as the week continued, and I was hearing about how many people, they raised the number of how many people expected to be going, my hopes diminished, and I was being realistic. So this morning I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna hang out with the people. I don't think I'll be able to get to the barricade area, and I wasn't. I took a walk. I was like, yeah, it's not gonna happen. But it was great. It was really cool. It was just super awesome vibes. Some fool decided to drive to that corner where
the picture that he sent is this guy, first of all, it's a live photo, so you can see that he's backing up.
Yeah.
His face is the epitome of oh shit.
Right.
Shit. It's so good.
He's wearing a dress shirt and a visor. I was like, this guy is a vibe at, I don't know what time that was, Rick, but 6
Yeah, that was early, right?
Yeah, it was early. It was real early.
Yeah.
And his face, though, was when I saw it. So you called when he was backing up, but I called when he pulled up, and he looked like, is there something going on today? I'm like, you idiot.
This idiot.
But I don't know if you guys saw it. Mamdani's speech. No words. I
didn't see it.
You should watch the speech.
A generational talent. His public speaking skills are out of this world. It was, I haven't seen the whole thing, but I saw a lot of clips of it. It was so good.
You should watch it. Somebody in the comments obviously was a joke, and but like I see what they were saying. Like somebody in the comments was like, "This is Mamdami's I Have a Dream speech," and honestly, fucking, it's lateral as hell. Like it's not obviously like that, but like that's like his speech was. I will never forget this speech.
I saw the bit that was like, if you tell they didn't just win for New York, they won like New York, where it was like, if you tell a New Yorker that there's like a 99% chance that they're going to fail, the New Yorkers hears there's a 1% chance I'm going to succeed, and like, why are you giving me a head start? Oh
yeah. Go ahead.
Let's make the comparison to JFK's "Why do we go to the moon" speech. That feels better than
no, that's fine. I'm just saying what they said in the comments. Yeah, no,
but still, like a seminal speech that is like, we did the thing, and we're locked in.
Yeah,
there were two parts. That part, and here's how good it was. Like I'm like, that shit is like fucking burned into my brain, because he was like talking about the analytics of the game of the fourth quarter, and he was like, there's a 99.6% chance the Knicks are going to lose, and then he was like, but it's that 0.4% where we go to work. I was like, this fucking guy.
The people's mayor.
And then he was like referencing like the Knicks of the past 15 years.
So yeah, I heard him. I heard some of the names. I was like, oh yeah, I was here for that. I was here for Linsanity.
All right, welcome to our Knicks podcast.
I was gonna say I was at Harvard for
I knew that's what that was.
Oh wait.
I saw him when I was like sitting in the second row of just like running circles around everybody.
So. You know who else went to Harvard? U.S. men's national team goalkeeper Matt Freese.
He plays for the New York City Pigeons.
He plays for the New York City Football Club, and we play. Actually, the United States plays Australia tomorrow. And on the Australia team, we have Aiden O'Neill and Kai Truin, who also play for the New York City Football Club. So I'm really excited to see all three of my guys take the pitch tomorrow.
Well, you know what's on the menu tomorrow?
Welcome to Sportscast.
You know what's on the menu tomorrow? Kangaroo burgers. I saw it on. I was watching the ESPN after their game. Kangaroo burgers, baby.
I was talking about this in therapy today.
Did you see that too?
I was talking about how I've never been prouder. Like I've never been happier to be an American as I am right now. Like my therapist is like a born and bred New Yorker, but she lives in Boston now. And Canada just scored again. And she was like, it just sounds like New York is like a real vibe right now. And I'm like, oh, we're having so much fun. But also, didn't the Scots drink you guys out of beer? She was like, yeah, we ran out of Sam Summer.
That's great.
We ran out of Sam Adams.
That's amazing. I love that. Also, Sam Summer is the best Sam.
Summer is the best Sam.
So the Avril Lavignes are up 2-0 right now?
The Avril Lavignes are up 2 against the have to host the World Cup in the fall because it's too hot in the summers.
Nice.
That's who Qatar is to me.
My former Qatari Prince adjacent independent client.
We do have a prince to talk about, though.
This is a podcast about books.
And his name is Rowan Whitethorn or Sartok, who could be from Qatar.
We also have a king to talk about. We have some lords to talk about. We've got some queens and some princesses, some ladies. We got some royalty.
All right.
Some leopards.
Some ghost leopards. Maybe those are real. This is part 4.
Yeah, we're back on track. We have our narrator. We have our captain. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
I missed you. Missed you so hard last week.
Me and Alfonso Davies, captain.
It's not unusual to be
Alfonso Ribeiro.
And if you're watching this on the YouTubes, I just want to point out Amanda's amazing nails that I am like so obsessed with.
This is not sponsored, but my nails are by Abby at Migak Nail Salon. Migak, M-I-G-A-K. She is amazing, and I love her. And if you haven't gotten a Japanese gel manicure, go get yourself one because they're the best. Chapter 32 of Tower of Dawn. Irene and Kale hit the Tory workroom for another therapy session where Irene drops some ancient healer lore about a magical exoskeleton brace and brain shards. Cool in theory, useless in practice since both methods are lost to time. I was like, sure, Jan, those will be back. Oh, hi, Bartholomew.
Oh, and a dog. Oh, they're friends. He did a head
God,
thing. Look, he's
so
putting his head into the
cute.
dog. Oh, friendship.
This is
Sorry,
really
guys, who are
cute.
not watching this on YouTube, but Bartholomew and Cedric, or Bartholomew really is just like loving the shit out of Cedric right now.
This is so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Nature is healing. All right, so she's talking about this exoskeleton brace, and they're like, no, they're lost to time. And I'm like, okay, well, that's obviously gonna happen. Like, why are we even talking about this if it's not gonna happen? Okay, their next move is Nusha at the Tory Library, who is deeply unhelpful but does point them toward the caves at the Aksara Oasis. Royal property completely off limits, meaning they'd need Hasar or Kashin to get in. And Yrene is not thrilled. The chapter ends on a genuinely sweet note as the two ditch the healer-patient dynamic for a real dinner date in
Antica.
Toasting to just being Kale and Yrene for one night, precious and also deeply ominous, given everything hunting them. I forgot that there were any chapters from Tower of Dawn in this section because there's so much Empire of Storms.
So much, yeah.
He does.
Chapter I like.
What I like is how they, like I said, it's a whole huge story. So like Kale references like, he's like, oh, I remember when I took Selena on that date, or she took me on that date way back when, and I love those little callbacks. You know?
Yeah, way back when, like 6 months ago.
Honestly, right.
The author was like, this past winter, and I was like, oh, this is just a reminder.
You're right. You're right.
Hi. Okay. Now we're back in Empire of Storms. It's chapter 32. And Adian spends the morning agonizing over confronting Gavriel, gets a glow-up courtesy of Lysandra, who steals Rowan's clothes for him after barging in on a very naked Aelin. And then ambushes his father at breakfast with Fenris sitting right there to witness it. He tells Gavriel the brutal truth about his mother, that she died alone and shunned rather than risk Maeve ever learning Adian existed, and then walks out after telling him he wants nothing from him beyond military help, leaving Gavriel gutted. Lysandra talks him through the aftermath on a mountainside overlook, and the chapter ends with Aelin and Rowan striding into Rolf's tavern to find Morath's armies have moved into position across the continent, poised to strike Elwë. So no rest for anyone ever. Adian basically walks in and is like, you sired me, but you ain't my dad.
Yeah. I don't think I was expecting that.
I have such feels about this chapter and the way that Adian approaches this. Because it's like, Gavriel doesn't even know that Adian existed. Which also means that Adian's mom never, like, reached out to tell him. And so, like, for him to be like, fuck you, sir, and goodbye, it's like, but he didn't know, you know? He couldn't have been there to support. He couldn't have been there to help. Because it, like, he just didn't have the knowledge. And I get, like, the blood oath to Maeve, and so it's more complicated than that, but it's still just sort of, yeah. I was just, like, surprised that there wasn't more of a dialogue, and it was just a true, like, fuck you.
It seems
I feel like I just feel like it's a trope. Like, this is like a thing that happens sometimes. And so, like, I did kind of, I don't know if I didn't expect it, but I didn't not expect it. And as it was happening, I was like, yeah, this is that. I don't know.
It felt a little real to me. Like, sometimes people are just angry for no reason. Like, you know, like he probably, like, you know, this is the first time he's ever seeing his dad, and doesn't know how to process his emotions. And I don't know. This is what he did.
Throne of Glass is at its core a book about men who don't know how to process their emotions.
I was about to say a half fey male not processing their emotions here. So yeah, even though the humans are just as bad at it.
Like, have you met Kale?
Kale.
Waits for it.
Kale. Yeah. All three of you.
Kale.
Kristen's back there. He goes, Kale. Guys, I'm going to Atlanta tomorrow. Get ready.
Yeah, right? You got to practice.
All right, we're back in Tower of Dawn for the next 3 chapters, and then we're at Empire of Storms forever. All right, so Tower of Dawn, chapter 33. Nezrin and Sartak ride Qadara to the crumbling watchtower of Eidolon. Sure. Eidolon Musk. Right on the edge of, oh my God, these fucking words, man. Mm-hmm. Right on the edge of
Karen Kui.
Karankui territory in the Dougal Fells, where they descend into a booby-trapped Fey dungeon designed specifically to murder giant sentient spiders. They discover ancient Asterion-forged Fey blades, still sharp after 1,000 years, plus a cryptic blood-written message on the wall in the Fey tongue that they cannot read. Before Sartak can even fetch paper to copy it down, a voice from the ceiling helplessly informs them the message says, "Look up," which tragically they did not do, and a massive Karankui drops in like the world's worst surprise party guest. So because I wasn't here last week because I was partying with Mariska Hargitay and Jaylen Brunson, I didn't get to talk about the spiders. But this is crazy. The spiders already came back. Like they came back so that the spider silk could patch Abraxos's wings.
Yep.
And so I thought we were done with spiders. Like that's the callback, check. But they're back in a big way and they're part of the Vogue.
They sure are.
It's like, so that was really cool. I was like very surprised when that happened. I did not expect it at all.
Yeah.
But my only note I didn't take any notes on this section. My only note on the last section, actually there were two. I have a note about Lysandra, but I guess I'll talk about that in a minute. But my note on the last section was like, okay, so now I feel like really everything has come back to be like very central, right? Like Lysandra came back to be very central. Yrene came back to be very central. Except for the stuff that happened at like the land of like the Mute Master and like that woman who ran away. So now I'm sad. I'm ready because clearly she's coming back in a big way because that's the only thing that hasn't really come back. Like Rolf's back. Like I thought it was just going to be like cute little Easter eggs that like they mention it, but like, no, every single one of these things is actually like a big thing. And I recognize that like you couldn't have told me that. So I think I was looking for Easter eggs and I wasn't looking for like the spiders to actually be important.
That's why I love this series so much. Honestly.
It's really cool.
Like things from the first book are not they're extremely important.
Yeah. Like I was kind of surprised when Pirate Rolf came back and was important. I was not surprised when like Lysandra was important. I wasn't really surprised when Yrene was important because that was such a like key novella. But now I'm like, all right, bring me back to the Silent Assassins.
And now we have Falcon, who was just like what felt like a throwaway in that.
Just novella. Like a little merchant.
And he's here.
He is.
A shifter.
So you didn't. I will share this again. We talked about this in the last episode, Amanda, but I think it's worth repeating. So for kids at home, you're hearing this again. But Rick had talked about an alternative reading order for Assassin's Blade and splitting up the novellas and when you read them. And so that way, like right before Empire Storms, you read the one about
Rolf, the Pirate Lord.
About Rolf and about like the Silent Assassins. And so you're getting kind of primed for like these characters that are about to be like
like you would read Yrene's chapter right before Tower of Dawn.
Right before Tower of Dawn. Yeah, that makes sense.
It was an interesting thing I saw. I was like, oh, I would do that. I would read it like that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, so this is something that I've really appreciated in my last like 4 months of being like extremely on the heated rivalry internet is like just how much of a life fandoms give things, where it's just like beyond, I think it's really cool how people make so many different ways to enjoy something for such a long time. Because once you've read the book once, you've read the book once, right? Once you've watched the series once, you've watched the series once. So I think it's really cool the way that fandoms really evolve in ways that you can find different ways to enjoy it. So I don't think there needs to be like an out and out war about whether you tandem read or don't tandem read or whatever. But I think it's very cool that people have different ways of reading and rereading the series.
Yeah, no, I'll make this real quick. One that I haven't done it this way. I don't really intend to, but a lot of people swear by this. There's another way to watch Star Wars 1 through 6, and they do 4 or 5, and then they watch 1, 2, 3 as a flashback to 6. Yeah. I think I don't want to do that, but I do think it's cool, and I like people who like that. You know,
I've done it.
Oh, how's it change it? Is it cool?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a long time ago,
Nice.
but like, I think it's a cool way to do it. Yeah, I don't think it's how I would watch it on my first watch, but I think it's a fun way to rewatch. And I also think, I don't know, I don't really watch the prequels like ever.
I like
So,
the prequels.
oh, I do too, but I just like don't watch them.
Yeah.
Rick is like the biggest prequel apologist.
I am.
Oh, I had a Phantom Menace poster in my room growing up. Little
Anakin
with the
pod
shadow?
racer. Oh, that one. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. Yeah.
All right, chapter 34. The Karankui is horse-sized, velvet-voiced, and completely unbothered by Nezrin's arrows or fey blades because this spider has survived worse and wants everyone to know it. Just as Sartak gears up for some doomed self-sacrificing heroics, a giant gray wolf explodes into the dungeon and mauls the spider long enough for them to flee, while Qatar swoops in for the aerial finishing move, flipping the Karankui onto her back and ending her permanently. The wolf limps out wounded, its dark sapphire eyes giving it away before the shift even completes. It is Falcon the Merchant, and he's a shapeshifter with some explaining to do.
That's crazy.
What a girl boss move. Chapter 35, Falcon bleeds in the pine needles while Sartak debates the ethics of letting him die, and Nezrin, who did not survive a Karankui dungeon to watch a man expire over a moral technicality, threatens to wound the prince herself if he doesn't produce bandages immediately. Falcon explains that he followed them as a falcon, which, like, come on, man.
I just realized that.
Yeah.
Falcon the Falcon?
Falcon the Falcon.
Never wanted his gift and hoped killing the spider might restore the 20 years the Karankui stole from him, which is a whole devastating thing to drop while actively hemorrhaging. Back at the Mountain Hall of Alton, Sartak reveals that Hulin has recovered old stories about the word keys, and he's already pieced together that Erewhon likely has at least one, with 3 more ruined watchtowers to investigate. Falcon, the reluctant shapeshifter, is officially being drafted because a man who turns into a pony-sized wolf is simply too useful to leave at home.
It's basically exactly what they said.
Yeah, he's not as like practiced or interested in shifting as Lysandra is. Like, I guess he had never been a wolf before.
Right. Well, he had not known his power. He had not come into his power before magic left. And so this has been like a new thing for him since magic returned. And so, Lysandra knew that she was a shifter from a small child.
Right.
All right.
Didn't have that opportunity to explore that until now.
And we're done with Tower of Dawn.
All right. So now we are in Empire of Storms.
Boom.
This stretch, this like hour and 15-minute long stretch is what I was reading when I was getting my nails done.
Oh, nice.
It was awesome.
Oh, cool. I love that.
Spoiler, I didn't realize how many chapters we were supposed to have read, so I didn't actually finish our set of chapters. But good news, I know what happens.
Sure do. All right, chapter 33. Aelin crashes Wolf's... oh my god.
Woof.
Aelin crashes Rolf's war room to deliver the worst news possible. Erewhon's armies are marching on Elwy, not for strategy, but as a personal message to her, targeting the kingdom she swore to protect and loves most. She then informs Rolf he'll be handing over his armada, releases a pulse of fire magic so massive it rings the city bells just to make her point, and starts mentally cataloging every life debt owed to her from Briarcliff to the Red Desert.
Oh.
And I was like, I just thought of that.
I didn't clock that the first time I read it.
I did.
The second time
now
around,
I was like,
oh,
looking for it. I've been looking for it for like 10 chapters.
Yep.
Adian, Lysandra, and Dorian filter in, and just when Rolf looks ready to dig in his heels, his enchanted map goes black with Vold corruption, and the Watchtower bells announce 8 Morath warships and 2 sea wyverns incoming.
Shit.
Which is a deeply inconvenient time to have said no to a queen.
Shit.
Sea wyverns, sea dragons.
Nixon 5.
Nixon 5. All right.
Sorry.
Chapter 34. Aelin makes clear this battle was never just about Rolf's armada. It's a message to every watching kingdom that she is a force of nature, and she engineered this entire showdown on purpose. Lysandra gets a quiet, good hunting before diving off the sea dragon and emerging from the harbor as a full jade green sea dragon.
Oh, shit.
Fulfilling The ancient Mycenaean prophecy that their people return only when the sea dragons do, a scheme Aelin cooked up by having Lysandra study the carvings in Brennan's temple back in Ilium. Aedion nearly has a heart attack at his harpoon post. Rolf grips his ship's wheel like a man having a spiritual crisis, and below the waves, Lysandra digs her talons into the reef and begins her death vigil, waiting for Morath's sea wyverns to come to her. Lysandra is book girlfriend of the year.
She's
Girl boss.
pretty great.
I'm obsessed with her. I don't care what happens in the next 2 books. They will never make me hate you, Lysandra. I'm obsessed with her. She's such a badass. I did have to Google the difference between a sea wyvern and a sea dragon, and I just need you to know sea wyverns like only exist in Throne of Glass.
That's really funny.
Because everything I found was Throne of Glass fan art.
Is it like a wyvern with flippers?
Yeah, I mean they all kind of looked like the dragons in Zelda.
Also, stop Googling.
I was just wanted to know what a sea wyvern looked like.
No.
Wait.
I didn't know it was going to be a Throne of Glass thing.
I thought, I pictured like, shit. She's a sea dragon, right? I've for a year I've been picturing her as like a huge manatee. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm being completely honest.
Manatee?
Like just a big like, like Nessie or something. Right.
I've had a lot of chances to practice all of my manatee mannerisms, given that I owned a business that had the name Manatee in it. That was on Manatee Avenue in Manatee County.
Wow.
Incredible.
I can give you a Manatee fist bump.
Canada scored again.
That were the beans.
Okay. All right. The only note that I took in the last section, where is it? Oh, back in chapter 29 of Empire of Storms, Aedion is like talking to Lysandra about like her shifting powers and how cool it is. And Lysandra says something like, I mean, like, I guess it's fine that I can be all these animals, but I'd like to see if I can become a plant or a bit of wind.
Yeah.
A bit of wind. She wants to be a bit of wind. I'm obsessed with her. Okay. Chapter 35. Aelin and Rowan chain themselves together with iron aboard the Sea Dragon. The boat, the Sea Dragon, not Lysandra. The woman, Sea Dragon. Slice their palms, kiss, and trigger a magical nuclear fusion that sends their combined power plunging into the depths Aelin has been secretly excavating for 3 days. Very romantic, very unhinged. It goes fine until Rolf shouts, "Now!" and Aelin's fire erupts so violently it physically tears her from Rowan's arms because her power has apparently grown an entire secret basement level no one knew about. The word key cracks her power's floor open, the iron manacles melt off, and Fenris whispers the words everyone dreads. That's not Aelin.
Oh, shit.
The goddess Deanna has possessed her body, delivers a cryptic prophecy about the lock and the word keys to a kneeling Rowan, then turns Aelin's fist away from the Morath fleet and aims moonfire directly at the civilian town, at which point Rowan throws himself in front of it. Aelin shatters back into herself and redirects the blast, obliterating half the fleet, the boat, the Sea Dragon, and a chunk of the island in one catastrophic sideways explosion.
Yeah, it's just pretty crazy.
Crazy. Bartholomew, what do you think?
He's fighting.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Like him. He's crazy.
Yeah, this is one of those things I told you. I've said something like this before. It's like, Aelin is really strong, and this is how you nerf her.
This is how you nerf her.
She gets possessed and blows up half of her own fucking fleet.
Almost kills Rowan.
Yeah, almost kills Rowan.
And the power of love was the only thing strong enough to bring her back into her body, just like Dorian.
Heart. Earth.
I'm heart.
Oh.
I'm wind. What did we decide you were?
I don't know. I'll be
Water.
there. I'll be okay. That's fine.
Because you're the little crabby guy.
Oh yeah.
Real quick, I saw this on TikTok, Instagram. So how Lysandra and Aelin were like plotting for her to be a sea dragon. Someone on TikTok or whatever, it doesn't matter. They made a reel and they were like, Aelin is constantly not telling people her plan, and it's just letting it happen, because the last time she told people the plan, Sam died. I was like, oh,
yeah. She tells everybody exactly just the part that they need to know,
right,
to make it happen.
Yeah,
it's fascinating. Okay. Chapter 36, Aelin surfaces in full dissociative shock until Fenris hauls her up and Blink teleports her to safety, twice completely burning out his magic, while she spirals through What Have I Done on repeat. Most of Morath's fleet is reduced to burning splinters, but 3 ships remain, and whether Rolf survived what Aelin accidentally did to her own ship is very much an open question. Meanwhile, Lysandra, battered and bleeding in sea dragon form, runs a 2 wyvern gauntlet solo, luring one into a sandbar to snap its neck, then slamming the second into a ship hole until both stop moving. She drags herself to the surface completely spent, only for Aelin to be screaming one word at her from the reef: swim. Because 3 more massive forms are already tearing through the open water straight towards her because she killed the babies.
Yeah, now I was worried.
And so now and I was like, this is where Lysandra dies. I really thought Miguel was about to die.
I was like, she's done so. How does she survive this? Like,
oh, you missed
another one of those moments of like, how do we get through this?
Yeah.
Something that I had said last week that I think you might like. What I like about SJM and how she writes is like, I want to go back to Astrid. The way traditionally when someone writes the dialogue along the lines, I'm thinking of Astrid, and when Astrid's like, you know, you can do it. When you kill me, bury me in the cottage. Bring me back to the cottage. Like 99% of the time, that's it. Dead. That character's dying. Right? But SJM is like, nah. So she does it here too. I'm like, this is where Lysandra dies.
Yeah.
So she's really good at doing that.
Yeah. And I think like when Sorsha died, I really didn't see that coming.
It was real quick.
And so like, it's just so interesting that like sometimes her deaths are really quick and sometimes they're really predictable, and sometimes, you know, like it's, they are unpredictable, and that sometimes they are predictable, and sometimes you think it's a death and it's not a death.
Yeah. It's good.
So Lysandra gets away. So chapter 37, it turns out the 2 sea wyverns Lysandra killed were juveniles, and their 3 adult parents have arrived absolutely furious and at least triple her size, which is a very bad time to be a jade sea dragon running on fumes. Dorian freezes one bull solid, and Adian shatters it with a catapult rock, while Lysandra lures the last bull into harpoon range and leaps clean out of the water so Adian can put a spear through its throat with one perfect shot. She washes up on the beach, barely conscious and feral, and Adian, holding it together by sheer force of will, crouches in the sand and promises her he's going to marry her one day, which earns him an exhausted dragon huff. That is honestly the most romantic moment in this entire book. I agree.
I agree too.
I loved it. He was like, you can't die. I'm going to marry you someday.
I was like, oh.
And she's like, I love them.
He's so good.
I also really liked this because, like, similarly, Aelin's too powerful. You got to nerf her, right?
Yeah.
So this is the moment where, like, Lysandra is a little too powerful, and you got to nerf her.
Yeah.
But the party can come together because her MP is low, but other people still have
the Keyblade.
Exactly.
And then you have to stop the sea manatee.
Why is she a manatee?
I don't know. What's what I pictured. She's just really cute. I don't know.
Okay, well, I won't do it now, but Lucas back in the day wrote an entire long blog post about why manatees are the strongest and most resilient creatures out there.
All right.
They get the shit beat out of them by boats.
They do.
They're usually...
And they're like these ancient creatures that have just been like, I continue to do the thing.
All they want to do is just
all
like
should
float.
Be proud to be manatees.
All they do is just like, all they want to do is float in the mangroves. It's such a vibe. I would be in
And to the warm water. They're like, let me go to the power plant in Tampa. Here I'm coming.
I love manatees. This is the most Floridian we've ever been. Okay, chapter 38. We should probably go faster. Chapter 38, Aelin storms a private beach to decompress after being possessed by the goddess Deanna and nearly obliterating Skull's Bay, and Rowan follows her because he's contractually obligated to follow her everywhere. She tells him she loves him, fully, without armor, and he responds that even when this world is a forgotten whisper of dust between the stars, he will love her. And then they absolutely wreck the beach together because they are fae and they have earned it. Before all of this, Aelin dresses down Rolf magnificently. He shares the gutting origin story of his enchanted map, which cost him his mother and sister, and poses the question that haunts the rest of this chapter: what will Aelin's price be? This is our soup.
Yep.
Here?
We did it.
Oh,
so.
This chapter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It's good soup.
Yeah. Oh, wait, that was this chapter?
I think so.
38? Yeah, that was good. It took 7 books. But we got there.
Approximately 1 million pages.
Right.
For this one soup scene. I will say I did know that the soup scene in Throne of Glass happened on a beach. And so the minute Aelin and Rowan were on a beach, I was like,
there it
here
is.
It is, girls. We made it.
And also, soup on the beach, not actually good soup.
She said they were in the water too at one point. I was like, all right.
No, they did it twice on the beach and once in the water.
Okay, I would just like to say,
so much sand. Oh, gross.
I understand that Rowan's mate was that woman who died, and she dead.
Lyria.
You only have one mate.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking about when Rhys and Feyre's when Feyre accepted the mating bond, and how they had to have soup constantly, 1 million times, and he didn't want to even let anybody within 50 feet of her, and that is how Rowan is acting. And Sarah J. Maas wrote both of these books, so I'm sort of I don't know if this man gets 2 mates, but it sure seems like something matey is happening here, and we know SJM loves a mate. SJM, did you hear that?
I am. We're going to Georgia tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's not even Georgia. I don't know what that was. That was Bama.
That was Rihanna.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just a thought that I have.
Okay.
She does. I mean, I don't know if this solves your thought at all, but she does say in the next chapter that whenever a Fae male takes a lover,
yeah,
this is the immediate behavior.
Right, and they mark each other. They
right, exactly.
Fighting, which I think also happened in some other books we've read. I don't know.
Every book we've read, there's so much canine biting happening.
Did you reminded me of this earlier? Fenris, he blinked away.
Yes, we didn't get into that.
Can we talk about that for half a second?
Yeah, he has magical teleportation jumping power.
Did he talk about it at all yet?
He hasn't. He hasn't explained it to her. He explains it to her in a couple chapters.
Right. Okay, but we will get to that.
Yeah, it happens in this.
Okay,
section.
Good. Okay, good.
Okay. Chapter 39, Aelin and a very satisfied Rowan return wearing his shirt and approximately nothing else. Well, he's wearing his pants and she's wearing his shirt. And then she drops the amulet of Orinth on the table and announces she's known it was the 3rd word key since Wendelin, which does catastrophic things to everyone's blood pressure, like me when I eat too much Dominoes. She summons Elena via word marks, and the dead queen delivers the lore bomb to end all lore bombs. The lock, the only object that can seal the word keys into the word gate forever, was forged by Mala Firebringer herself,
who
gives up her immortal body to make it, meaning divine fire literally runs in Aelin and Dorian's veins. The plan is set. Sail for the stone marshes of Elwë to retrieve the lock, and 3 days out of port, a barely conscious Manon Blackbeak falls out of her wyvern saddle into the sea. It says nobody is ready for that, but Rick was very ready for that.
So ready. So ready.
Your girl's
Anytime
back. She's back.
Manon, the name Manon just comes on the page, and Rick is just like, yes!
She back. She fell out of the sky.
She did. I'm my little buddy.
Brought her there to safety.
Oh my God. They're the best. I love them.
Chapter 40.
He deserves all the wildflowers.
I just have to say, and then it's chapter 40, and we're with Alid and Lorcan, and I was so mad.
Me too.
I was
we talked about this a lot.
Here's the thing, and I said this to Kim maybe last week. I don't remember, but Alid and Lorcan aren't even they're my second least favorite thing. For me, it's Nezran and Sartok. That's my number. I'm so
disinterested in Nezran. I've never been interested in Nezran.
That's my number one. And Nezran, I'm like, oh fucking God damn it. Okay, let's go. Come on. But I did roll my eyes at this.
I don't like this arc. I don't mind Elite and Lorcan.
Right.
As characters in general.
It's specifically the circus.
The carnival situation is just like, blah.
We have night circus trauma.
Yeah.
Correct. We really do.
Chapter 40, we catch up with Elite and Lorcan, who are grinding through a backwater carnival circuit with Elite playing Oracle in a truly unhinged headdress, and Lorcan performing shirtless sword routines that cause the entire town to collectively malfunction, including Elite, who has to give herself a stern internal lecture about watching a bead of sweat travel down his abs. Their surprisingly tender tent conversation, where Elite admits she's never been with anyone and Lorcan actually handles it with something resembling emotional intelligence, gets cut short by screaming because 4 Ilkin from Morath have descended on the carnival. The Ilkin reveal they are hunting a crippled, dark-haired girl named Elide Lockin, niece of the Lord of Perrin, and Lorcan realizes Marion has been lying to him this whole time, keeping the truth buried under just enough real fear to fool even his fae nose. Every time they talk about Elide and they remind me that her hair is dark, I realize I've forgotten that her hair is dark.
That's how I am with Dorian.
What color is Dorian's hair?
It's black.
Is it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, he can't be blonde.
I always thought he was blonde.
Because Rowan is blonde? Because he's got blonde energy.
He's got blonde energy. He's got blonde energy to me. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know.
It's never the blonde guy, so he couldn't be blonde. Then it wouldn't have been believable that he could have been the guy.
Fair.
No, Elide in my head looks like what's her name?
Good old what's her name?
No, from the Black Cauldron.
Oh.
Her name also starts with an E. It's like Elanwi or something.
Right. It's been a minute.
Anyway, so that's what she looks like in my brain.
Anyways, Dorian's hair is described as blue-black.
Oh, I pictured it like brown, but I haven't cast him in my fan cast yet. I haven't found anybody that really matches him yet.
Yeah.
I've cast Kale and Rowan.
All right.
But not.
That's another episode.
Yeah, it's a fun episode.
We're going to book Bedazzle in a couple weeks.
Chapter 41. Elide Lockin spends this chapter crammed into a smuggler's floor compartment like the world's most anxious piece of contraband, sweating through the aftermath of a winged Ilkin attack while Lorcan runs headfirst into the carnage and somehow survives all 4 of them, covered in black blood, and casually chewing wheat when she finds him, because, of course. The real drama kicks in when they finally trade truths. Elide reveals her mother Marion died defending Aelin Galathinius, and that her uncle Vernon locked her in Parenth Castle for a decade, with a shattered ankle and bars on the windows, and that she's carrying a mysterious gift meant for Selena Sardothian. Lorcan counters by confessing he's a 500-year-old blood-sworn sentinel of Queen Maeve, operating completely without permission, which is the immortal equivalent of going rogue on company time. And somehow these 2 broken disasters end the chapter in something resembling a fragile, furious truce.
I wonder what's going to happen with them.
Yeah. Well, there are bars on the window because her uncle was making her life so miserable that he put bars on the window so she wouldn't jump to her death. And I think that's important because later in the section, she's like ready to kill herself.
Yeah.
And so I think like we got to acknowledge that that's what's on the table here.
Girl has some serious trauma, as all of them here, but like she's still working through it. And I feel like more ways because she's had less support.
She's a bebe.
Yeah, exactly.
Chapter 42. Manon Blackbeak wakes up chained to a ship wall with a gut wound, immediately clocks she's on Aelin Galathinius' vessel, and gets the world's least comforting welcome speech. Escape or hurt anyone and die. Water jug is on the floor. Good luck reaching it. Before Aelin sails out like the unbothered queen she is. Dorian takes over babysitting duty, refilling Manon's water glass 4 times like a gentleman, while she processes the devastation of being the last Crocan queen. Her 13 missing, her half-sister's blood still metaphorically on her hands, and her grandmother having gutted her as punishment for saving him in Rifthold. Manon drops 2 critical pieces of intel. 1, that Aelin can't use her as a negotiation tool because the Blackbeak matron will not acknowledge her, and 2, that Elide Lockin is alive and looking for the queen, before collapsing back into grief-soaked sleep while Abraxas snores on the foredeck like the good boy he is.
Good stuff. Kim, what the hell were you doing?
So Bartholomew just like lost his mind about something that was happening up above. And so I was trying to figure out what Bartholomew was so excited about, and there's another fucking roach in one of my light fixtures in the kitchen here. And so that was, yes, so I apologize for those of you watching on the YouTubes for my distracting faces as I was looking at the very alive roach in my life.
Fun.
Right.
Hey.
Chapter 43. 3 days post-Ilkin massacre, a lead drags Lorcan on a masterclass intelligence-gathering tavern crawl through a crumbling river town, working 3 separate tap rooms to piece together that Aelin is on the move and almost certainly headed to Banjali and Elway, which blows up Elid's northward plan entirely, but she pivots
Pivot.
like the girl boss she is.
There
Things
it
go
is.
sideways when the carnival rats them out to the garrison, forcing Lorcan to commandeer a barge at Hatchet Point and a lead to negotiate the boatman's survival with ice-cold calm, only for Lorcan to murder the man the second is convenient, which ignites the most devastating verbal beatdown of the series. I don't agree. When a lead calls him lonely, pathetic, and jealous of Rowan and Aelin's happiness to his immortal face. The chapter closes with Lorcan steering them south in murderous silence after discovering the amulet of Orinth he extorted from Rowan contained nothing but a useless wordstone ring. And a note from Aelin telling him to get more creative with his insults, and now he wants her dead, which is honestly the most unhinged form of flattery.
It was fun.
Chapter 44, Aelin wakes up engulfed in her own uncontrolled wildfire, full magical meltdown, scorched sheets, zero leash on her power, and only Rowan's voice cuts through the inferno to drag her back because he is both her anchor and the only person loud enough to reach inside the actual heart of flame. What follows is genuinely beautiful. Rowan admits he panicked because he feared Deanna had taken her again. Aelin shuts down his apology by declaring she needs him exactly as he is, territorial fey nonsense and all, and the two confirm their bond against a ship wall in a scene that will make you need a cold shower and a minute alone. Meanwhile, a freshly lucid Manon explains the yielding, which is one-time kamikaze magic, to Dorian, before the two engage in the most tension-soaked will they, won't they in the book, ending with Dorian delivering a featherlight kiss, a cocky shrug, and a maybe another night witchling exit that is certified heel behavior, and Manon is absolutely feral about it. It's true.
It was great. It was so good. I love that because Manon was like, nobody fucking does that to me.
Right?
What?
So good.
What? It was great. No, it was really, really good.
Yeah, a lot happens in this chapter. I think the yielding, I fear that's how Manon's story ends, and that makes me sad. Preemptively, I have what's it called?
Do you have a thought?
Oh my god, what's it called?
Some kind of preemptive grief. Yeah.
You have
what's the phrase I use for it? I have a phrase for it. We talked about it in the car on the way to the graduation. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
What did
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You weren't there. Anyway, so that happens. And I also know
anticipatory
grief. Thank you. Yeah. I also know that there's only two soup chapters in the whole series, and I knew the first one was on the beach, and now this is the second one. So we're not getting any Dorian and Manon soup, which was really sad.
Stop Googling shit.
I didn't Google it. That's just the thing I knew.
Yeah, how'd you know that? You just like through osmosis, like.
I mean, I've seen all those like things of like what are the soup chapters in all of the series.
And so you like zoomed in and studied it.
I didn't. I just knew there were 2 soup chapters.
You unlocked a core memory. You've seen The League. Do you remember The League?
Yes, I remember The League. Sorry, I'm nodding. It's a podcast. It's an audio medium.
When you when you said you had an anticipatory sadness, the first thing that popped into my head was an anticiparection.
That's the opposite of what we're talking about. Chapter 45. Adian spends this chapter doing the emotional equivalent of staring at a car crash when Lysandra confirms that yes, Dorian absolutely visited Manon's cabin in the middle of the night, and no, they should not be surprised he's into dangerous things post-trauma, which is extremely valid but also extremely concerning given the iron teeth situation. Adian is literally like, I would not trust those teeth near my most precious body part, is basically what he says. The real drama kicks off when Dorian pushes for Manon to get limited freedom on deck, sparking a full standoff between him and Aelin about whether a centuries-old killer can be trusted to take a walk, and Aelin ultimately compromises, proving she is capable of growth even when it physically pains her. The chapter ends with everyone headed to Manon's cabin, where the witch takes one sniff of the Fey warrior in the doorway and announces that Fenris is not Fenris, right before iron nails flash out and all hell breaks loose.
We'll talk about that. I want to let you read the next chapter so we can circle it back. However, I do want to say... I've always said that Dorian has been my favorite. And I think it's at this moment in this chapter where he really starts to do it, because when they're having the argument of like, I want Manon to be free, he says, I'm the king, you know? And I'm like, get it, boy. Let them know.
Yeah. He's like starting to come into that identity of like, oh, I have power here. Yeah.
So chapter 46, Erewhon's Bloodhound, a horrifying shapeshifter who've been impersonating Fenris this whole time. Not the whole time.
Just for, like
for
a
while.
Or something.
Yeah. Drops her disguise in Manon's cabin and proceeds to monologue like a villain who's never read the room, while Aelin throws up a wall of flame and Rowan nearly chokes the thing out before it rips a porthole clean off the ship wall and announces that Erewhon now knows exactly who's on board. The chaos escalates to a full deck battle when 14 Ilkin descend on the ships, and the whole squad, Adian, Gavriel, Fenris, Manon, Abraxos, Lysandra, and Aelin with her sword Goldrin, tears through them with considerable violence and a non-zero amount of Ilkin-flavored poison coating everyone. The gut punch arrives when the Bloodhound, before Manon snaps her neck. Well, Manon doesn't snap her neck. But the Bloodhound reveals that Astrid screamed when Erewhon broke her, and then drops Astrid's braided leather wristband on the floor, and every ounce of Manon's hard-won composure evaporates on contact, but she doesn't actually kill the Bloodhound.
No.
Dorian does.
Dorian does, yeah.
And Manon is like, how dare you steal my kill? And Dorian was like, you were taking too long.
Yeah.
Chapter 47. Rowan hauls back to the ship from the escort fleet, ready to rip the last fleeing Ilkin messenger's head off, only to find Fenris poisoned and bleeding on the deck, and Aelin doing her best impression of a battlefield healer while running on fumes. So naturally, the whole squad starts a betting pool on whether Rowan can arrow the fleeing creature out of a dark sky, because nothing says found family like trash-talking your emotionally compromised feral prince, where he attempts the absolutely impossible shot. He hits it, collects 0 gratitude, and immediately tells everyone to pay up. Aelin won.
Yeah, Aelin won.
She was like, he's going to down it with one shot.
Yeah.
And he did. The chapter's real emotional sucker punch is the extended aftermath scene where Aelin slowly draws out Fenris's poison while he and Gavriel open up about their lives under Maeve's blood oath. And Gavriel quietly admits he would have broken his oath for Adian's mother and for Adian himself, which lands like a brick to the chest, after which Lysandra silently curls up beside a sleepless Adian on the deck as a ghost leopard. She puts her little head on him and nuzzles into him. The two of them watch the stars together like the soft disasters they are. Because Lysandra doesn't feel comfortable letting a man touch her, but she can snuggle in ghost leopard form.
She's so good.
I love her. Chapter 48. The morning after the Ilkin attack finds the entire crew battered, the ship patched and reeking, and Manon having spent all night tending to a wounded Abraxas with the ferocity of someone who will absolutely rip out your spine if you try to help. Aelin attempted it once, received a spine-ripping threat in return, gave a vulgar gesture. Vulgar gestures are back, baby. And everyone agreed to leave the witch to her business. A tense deck debrief follows where Manon reveals she is the last Croakan queen and the heir to the Blackbeak clan. Aelin reacts by sucking on a tooth and laughing, and somehow these two volatile disasters arrive at a fragile, mutual respect that has every man on deck exhaling in relief. The chapter closes on 2 devastating gut punches back to back. Aelin locks herself in the bathroom and gets sick after Fenris accidentally says something that clearly cracked something open in her. He says that Maeve's cost... What was it?
Nameless is my price.
Nameless is my price. Thank you. Is what Maeve said to him. And so she gets really sick. She starts puking. She asks for Lysandra instead of Rowan. And then Rowan is like scouting the coast, but it's like very obvious that Rowan's like, oh shit, she's pregnant. Very obviously what's happening here. Rowan soars high enough to scout the coast and discovers that Elwë is burning, dozens of its villages reduced to fire on the horizon.
I'm just laughing because I don't know. I'm just monologue, whatever. I'm thinking in my head. It was like, it's like, oh, cool. I hooked up with Aelin. It's like, oh shit, she pregnant? Nah, I mean, yeah, I didn't like you like that.
Not my fault, bro.
Chapter 49. After 3 days of furious silence on the barge, Alid and Lorcan are forced to break their cold war when biology intervenes in the most spectacularly awkward way possible. She's got her period.
Oh,
yep.
Right.
She needs supplies. He can smell blood. This is somehow the conversation that cracks the ice between a 500-year-old immortal warrior. He's also a warrior, and a fugitive lady with a broken ankle. They dock at a river town where Alid runs her usual intelligence gathering operation while Lorcan buys apples at Hatchet Point, but the chapter takes a hard left when the fog rolls in. The rats start flinging themselves into the river. Gross. Lorcan's death magic starts screaming that something very wrong is already here. The last line lands like a gut punch when Alid opens a dark room in the back of the inn and slams directly into an Ilkin. And sitting across the table, smiling like a snake in a green tunic, is Uncle Vernon.
Oh, shit. I was not happy for this. I hate him.
I hate him. So chapter 50. Sorry,
okay, but can I just say that I do... This is one of those moments where I love a female writer. Because like, how real is this to be like, oh shit, I have my period. Like, like, how am I gonna manage this? And I'm just like hanging out with this weird dude that I don't even like.
It's such a good plot device.
It really is, yeah.
And one I don't think I've ever read.
Right. So it felt so refreshing to be like, this is like so natural. And
then I felt very like Red Tent about it, where I was like, what would you even do? Like, do you just like go sit on a haystack for like 6 days? Like, that's horrible. That's what the Red Tent is about.
We've read a lot of books.
I love that book. I love the Red Tent.
I read it a long time ago.
We've read a lot of books, and they don't really get their period.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, Rachel Reed talks about this. Like my fourth heated rivalry reference today. I'm sorry. Rachel Reed talks about this where she's like, or maybe it's Jacob Tierney, somebody involved in the heated rivalry books or shows, talks about how they're like, yeah, you don't want to see them douching. Like, you don't want to see the prep. Like, you just want to see the soup. You don't want to know about like the gross stuff. You just want to know about the good stuff. And that is kind of how a lot of that feels to me.
Okay.
But I like the reality.
You don't want to like think about like uteruses.
But again, it feels refreshing as a female identifying person in a female identifying body, to be like, yeah, this is the kind of stuff you have to think about sometimes. Like,
totally, I agree. I was happy to read it, and also I understand why we don't read it in a lot of books. But this I thought was done really well.
Yeah.
All right, chapter 50. Vernon has 3 Ilkin, a coffin-sized iron transport box, and the world's smuggest energy, as he informs Alid that Lorcan has already abandoned her, and oh, by the way, Manon Blackbeak is dead.
Asshole. 2
lies designed to shatter her spirit, one of which nearly works before Alid breaks her own nose on the box's rim, steals his dagger, and turns it on herself rather than go back to Morath because she was not bluffing. Lorcan, who never left, who had been on the rooftops pre-positioning weapons the whole time, saves her with a hatchet to the wrist, and what follows is a genuinely unhinged 2-person rooftop ambush that ends with Alid decapitating an Ilkin with an injured wrist, while delivering a threat to Erewhon so cold it could freeze the river. The emotional gut punch arrives when Alid finally reveals the gift she's been carrying, a word key, wrapped in Kaltain's cloak scrap, given to repay Selena for a warm cloak in a cold dungeon. And Lorcan grips her face and swears he will always find her, which is the most romantically unhinged thing a mortal has ever whispered on a stolen barge. That's not true. Because Rowan said plenty of romantically unhinged, murderous, mortal things on a barge. But fine.
Okay, but here is now where I'm back with Alid and Lorcan.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, I like this a lot.
That's good.
Yeah, we did the carnival thing, and that was just like...
and Alid finally felt badass for a little bit.
Yeah, and I would just like to say, like, I don't know, 3 books ago, I was like, everybody in this book series is coupling up.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody in this book series is coupling up. Yeah. I know they're all not going to get happily ever afters, but like Elite and Lorcan are happening. Kale and Yrene are happening. Nesrin and Sky Guy are happening. Rowan, obviously, with Aelin. Lysandra, obviously, with Adian, which I called. And you guys were like, really? And I was like, you're not good at faking it. And then Dorian with Manon.
And Abraxas and Wildflowers.
And Abraxas and Wildflowers. And Gavriel and his grief.
And everything is complicated.
And Fenris and the bloodhound that embodied him. All right, our last chapter is 51. For 3 brutal days, Aelin sails past the burning villages of Elwie's coastline, Erewhon's forces hitting and vanishing like ghosts, and stretches her fire magic to its absolute limits, putting out flames from the ship, while Elrie's surviving villagers spread the rumor that she is the one burning them down, which is the kind of PR disaster that would break a lesser queen. A quieter, devastating subplot runs underneath. Rowan figures out she's not pregnant. They've apparently had a single non-conversation about the fact that she's deliberately not taking a tonic, and Aelin still hasn't told him why she was sick. All of which is left simmering while Erewhon burns a nation, and Fenris's throwaway line about Maeve's price rattles loose something urgent in Aelin's head involving Baba Yellowlegs and a veiled prophecy. The chapter closes with the crew reaching the stone marshes, the drowned ruins where Rolf's directions point, and Manon sending Abraxas away alone for the first time, tying a strip of her half-sister's croaken red cloak into her braid and dropping the rest into the sea, while Aelin watches and quietly says, "You never stop seeing their faces," and somehow everyone on that boat knows she isn't talking about the 13. And that's where we leave all of our heroes.
Leave our friends.
Yep. What do we think is going to happen next, Amanda?
Oh my God. All right. Well, they got to go to the lock, but I'm confused because I feel like they need all 3 keys for the lock and they only have 1 right now. And so Elite is like making their way to them and she has 1, but Erewhon still has 1, we think. So I don't know how they're going to get that one. Yeah. And I don't really know if the lock is like the kind of thing that you have to have all the items in your inventory before you can interact with it with the X button. Or if you can go back to it as you get items in your inventory. I don't know.
Or can the lock be moved?
Or can the lock be moved?
Because they like threw it into the temple.
Right.
So is it like a thing that's just like, oh, here's our little lock box that we
can you put the lock in your inventory and then interact with it from the start menu? Not the start menu. The what is it called? Start menu.
Yeah.
The menu.
The menu.
Yeah. This episode has been brought to you by RPGs.
What about over in Antica?
Oh, what's happening? Spiders.
We got spiders.
All right, so they got to go fight some spiders. And then Kale and Yrene are slowly but surely healing.
Slowly.
Kale's got to deal with his trauma.
Yep. Yeah, he does.
And then he will be able to walk again. And they're going to use an exoskeleton at some point. I don't know. I'm excited for all my friends to be back together again. I know we've still got a ways to go.
Roughly 32%, in fact.
Yeah, I honestly like snaps for nailing it on exactly 2/3 at the 2/3
Hell yeah.
mark. Well, I mean, Kim moved us back a chapter, moved us.
Yeah.
Kim fixed it.
Yeah, it was just there was this whole section of Empire of Storm chapters.
Yeah,
originally going to stop at 50, and then like start at 51. It was like maybe we should just finish off what was intended to be.
For sure.
Yeah.
Are you liking it?
Yeah, and I am liking it. I'm liking it a lot. My sister just started it, and I was hoping that she would catch up. So I'm going to Atlanta. We're recording a little early. I was hoping that she would catch up so she could record with us this weekend. But she's like 10% into the book. And I was like, well, that's not going to happen. Yeah. But she did text Rick and I and say that the like spinal cord injury test that we got another goal.
The Avril Lavigne's
up 4-0.
Oh, Canada.
Hey.
Did he break his leg?
Avril Lavigne broke her leg?
One of the Avril Lavignes broke his leg.
Shit.
Yeah. One of the Canadas broke their leg. That's really sad.
But you know what we got to do though?
Ooh, red cards. Okay, so Canada's up 4-0. Qatar's playing with 9 men, and one of the Canadian team broke his leg.
Keep holding on.
Yeah, so my sister did let us know that I guess like the science behind Urine's like spinal cord testing is accurate.
That's really funny.
So she was like really interested in the spinal cord injury, and I was like, "You're gonna really like Kale's story for all the reasons Rick thinks it's boring." Rick is gonna be like, "Oh my God, just walk already, deal with your trauma. I'm so bored." And Julia's gonna be like, "Oh my God, like I can't believe that like his physical health and his mental health are so intertwined. Sports psychology is so fascinating." This episode's my brain well.
It makes your brain well. I do like that they used it as a plot device, though, to like to give him a redemption arc, though. I do like that.
Yeah, I like Kale more now than I've liked him in a long time.
Mm-hmm. And I think most people say that's why she made this book.
I get it.
I mean, he's complicated. And Amanda, I said this in the last episode, but I will repeat it. What I like about Tower of Dawn is that we're seeing how complicated he is.
Yeah.
And I think that that's like really great in terms of character development. One of my challenges with Nesreen and Sartok is that Sartok is not complicated. And
I'm so not interested in him.
In a too simplistic way. Like, he's just, he is the too good of a guy who's actually just too good of a guy. And it's just sort of like, you're boring.
Yeah, I'm not interested in the politics of this, like, Kaganate. I was never interested in Nesryn. I like Tower of Dawn because I like the Kale and Urine stuff, but like I'm so not interested in Nesryn and Sartok and all the other.
Yeah.
I think I had told Kim this last year when I was reading it that like I think the book would have been the same without them, if not better.
Yeah, like I kind of wonder if this could have been one book.
Or this could have been a novella.
Like if like these 2 books could have been one book.
Yeah. That
was Empire of Storms plus Kale and Urine.
Yeah.
And then we got a little novella about, I don't know, I don't care about Nesryn at all. Sorry. There's too many people. I got to not care about somebody.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So your homework is to read the next section, which starts with Tower of Dawn, chapter 36, and goes through Empire of Storms, chapter 61. And so you will stop when you see Tower of Dawn, chapter 49.
Yay.
What else were you reading?
I haven't been reading much. I've been struggling to try to finish this. So I'm going to be I'll be able to finish it soon, like probably by tomorrow. That's it. I'm still working on this.
I've got a travel day tomorrow and Saturday, so I'm hoping I can push through a little bit more and also, like Rick, catch up and then also get ahead. But yeah, I mean, we said this on the last episode. We said this last couple episodes of just like the last couple of weeks in terms of school and personal life have just been so hectic. So the capacity has not been there, but I'm excited for almost being on summer to read more.
I listened to, it's been a little longer for me, so I'm just giving you an update. I listened to Role Model, which is number 5 in Rachel Reed's Game Changer series. It's the last one I'm going to read before the next one is The Long Game, which is what season 2 of Heated Rivalry is going to be based on. I've decided I'm not going to read that one until after season 2 comes out, because I want to experience it for the first time through their acting, because I really enjoyed that with the first season. I liked Role Model more than any other story except Heated Rivalry itself. And the reason is very clearly because we've reached the found family era of Game Changers. And so I just really enjoyed, like, Ilya is such a prominent character in this book. I just really enjoyed like all of the people together, and similar to what I'm enjoying about Tower of Dawn, I really liked Troy Barrett's redemption arc. So quite liked that. And I started Ladies in Hating, which is by Alexander Vosti. And that was supposed to be my Heatwave book for bingo. but it's not happening, but it does have bonnets. So it's going to be my bonnet book.
Yay!
And it's also going to get me my Pride Reads thing for Goodreads.
Nice.
Okay. Oh, and I started listening to People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. And that's it.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Pam and I got into a rabbit hole today about top 5 favorite TV shows. And no ranked order, just like what are your top 5? And Pam made the argument to me that I could not include either Heartstopper or Heated Rivalry because they came out too recently and I haven't had enough time to sit with them.
I think that's a reasonable argument. But I believe they will stand the test of time. So I'm only gonna. I would pick 4, and I would just like save a spot.
I don't know. I've never seen the other, so I have no idea if they'll stand. I mean, no, Heated Rivalry.
That's not true.
Heated Rivalry, you said?
Right?
You said
Heartstopper.
I didn't watch Heartstopper. No,
you said you'd like it.
I believe you. Maybe I'll watch it over the summer. No, I think that's a good point. Like, I didn't know that. So my favorite show of all time is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And it wasn't my favorite show for a long time because Married with Children was my favorite show for a long time. And that show was like complete. It was done. But I've always loved It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And at some point I was like, it's been out long enough now that I can actually think about this. So that's like my actual example of that.
Yeah. I don't know what. 30 Rock, maybe. Parks and Rec, The Office.
We can discuss it next week. I did decide, which I already knew going in, was that my actual favorite show is Scrubs.
Scrubs
Great
is good.
choice. Yeah. Breaking Bad is up there.
Oh, yeah. Breaking Bad's good. Yeah.
Sure.
Dairy Girls might be up there.
Oh, that's a good one.
Sopranos, anyone? Sopranos?
I never watched The Sopranos. I didn't have HBO. And I was young.
Sorry. I also was like Great British Baking.
Yeah. Drag Race.
Like, it's so easy, you know? And also, then I fell down to like the crime procedural like wormhole.
Right.
What's that? What's a crime procedural?
All the Law and Orders,
Criminal Minds,
CSIs, like
if we're talking about the show I've spent the most time with, it's probably Criminal Minds. That's probably still The Office, but Criminal Minds, Bob's Burgers. I've spent a lot of time with Bob's Burgers.
SVU is an interesting choice. Like I would have never picked SVU as like one of my favorite shows of all time, but like I've seen a lot of it, and like when it was on.
When I was hanging out with my dear friend Mariska Hargitay and her dear friend Jaylen Brunson, who's now also my dear friend, she was talking about what a privilege it is to work on SVU. I don't have anything interesting to say. I shouldn't have started that sentence before I.
That was interesting.
It was good
because I saw you sitting next to Jaylen and her today at the
parade,
the ceremony.
Yeah.
Actually, Mariska Hargitay's son was there, and he was wearing a shirt that said Manika, like Mariska, but it was like Manikska. And that was really cute.
That's funny.
Anyways,
all right.
We can unpack that another time, but thank you for your thoughts.
Thank you everyone for listening.
Ready to read Tower of Dawn 36 to Empire of Storm 61. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.